Hey guys, thanks for watching. Now, as you may or may not know, Fender has been getting some criticism for their lack of scenes and snapshots because they're saying that their presets are gapless and there is no need for snapshots or scenes. Now, Fractal and Line 6 owners contend that they are used to using scenes and snapshots and say, for example, if you need to make a change to the amp block, if you're doing it in the presets version that Fender has right now, you're going to have to change the amp block in however many presets you have in the song. That is just not very efficient. Now maybe we'll get some changes in some upcoming firmware updates, but for right now you are limited to using presets in songs and then songs in set lists. Or are you? Fender has given us the option to set up to 5 foot switch assignments when we press a single foot switch. These assignments include turning blocks off and on, parameter change, amp control 1, and amp control 2. Now this may not seem quite as powerful as scenes or snapshots, but it does offer a way to do similar functions. And when you consider that each of these 5 foot switch assignments can affect multiple blocks, they become a lot more powerful. For example, let's say that one of your 5 foot switch assignments is on-off. Now you could use this to change the on-off status of just one block, or up to all of the blocks in your preset. Now let's take a look at this test preset that I just set up. It has 8 different blocks, and with the default setting you start off with 4 of them turned on. That's the Bluesmaker, the twin reverb head, the Fender cab, and the 63 convolution spring reverb. So you could think of that as your surf guitar scene or snapshot. Then with one press of the foot switch, you turn those off and also turn those 4 inactive blocks on, which would be the green box, the British amp head, the British cab, and the tape echo. You can think of this as your lead guitar scene or snapshot. So that's 8 blocks that got affected from one foot switch assignment, and you still have 4 other assignments left to work with for that foot switch. Okay, I'd say this is starting to look an awful lot like scenes and snapshots. Okay, this is that preset that I built, and like I said, right now it's in the surf guitar scene or snapshot, and you can see the Fender stuff is on. Let me hit this foot switch down here, and now the Marshall stuff comes on. And it's doing that all from just one foot switch. It sounds like this. Let's pull up preset number 12, Maximus Twin. Looking at the foot switches, we can see that the top row is for effects. But what about the bottom row? They're named Greasy, Clean, Crunch, and Lead. It's pretty obvious that those aren't effects, and they sure do look like names you'd use for scenes or snapshots. Okay, we need to check this out. Now in the main ToneMaster Pro thread on the gear page, Max Gutnick from Fender said this to me about this preset. So glad you dig the Maximus Twin preset. It happens to be my personal preset I use live with the band and in the studio. For everyone else's benefit, the Maximus Twin preset uses the Maximus drive and an assortment of pedals in combination with a twin reverb combo to get a wide range of tones out of a single preset. If you put Maximus Twin into effects mode, you'll see the foot switches labeled Greasy, Clean, Crunch, and Lead. The lead foot switch performs the following function. Turns on the delay, turns on the Maximus drive boost, which is really like enabling an extra gain stage in the front, like you would with the green box overdrive, and turns up the Maximus drive level 5%. The crunch foot switch performs the following functions. Turns down the gain parameter to 0, turns down the resonance parameter to 0, which in Maximus' case gives the unit a nice classic rock quality. The clean foot switch performs the following functions. Turns off Maximus drive, turns on the chorus, turns the Twins bright switch on. The greasy foot switch performs the following function. Turns on the delay, turns on the chorus, turns on the Maximus Drive boost switch, turns up the Maximus Drive level 5%, turns the Twins reverb up to 30%. The way I have designed this particular preset to work is to start with the default setting for the preset, which is Maximus Drive at 50% gain and 15% reverb on the Twin. I then can select any of the 4 foot switch assignments one at a time and toggle all of the parameters as listed above. When I'm ready to return to my default setting, say after lead, I select the same foot switch again and it will return to my default setting. This is the key. You need to return to the default by pressing the switch again. If you try to go from, say, lead to clean without first returning to the default, you will end up with some of the foot switch parameters out of sync. So this isn't an exact replacement for scenes or snapshots, but I'm guessing that would work in a majority of situations. The limitations are 5 assignments per foot switch and having to return to the default state before choosing another foot switch assignment. If you can work within those parameters, you could have up to 8 of these foot switch assignments in a preset. Now, I'd guess that a lot of the new ToneMaster Pro owners could create one kitchen sink preset that uses 3, maybe 4 of these foot switch assignments and never leave that preset for the whole gig. Let's take a look at how these foot switches are set up, and then I'll demo this preset for you. Okay, first let's look at greasy. So on-off says multi, which means there's more than one block being turned on or off. So let's take a look. It's the chorus and the digital delay. Now the next assignment is parameter change. It's for the Maximus Drive block, and it turns the boost parameter on. The third assignment is also for a parameter change. It's for the Maximus Drive. It turns the level value from 35% up to 40%. And then there's one more parameter change. It's for the amp, the 65 Twin reverb. The reverb parameter, it changes the reverb value from 15% to 30%. So that's all on one foot switch. Clean has 2 foot switch assignments. Since this is for the clean scene, it's turning the chorus block on and it's turning the Maximus Drive off. Now that's one of the cool things about this on-off type switch. If something is on, it'll turn it off. If something is off, it'll turn it on. That's really, really powerful. Okay, and then we have a parameter change as well for the 65 Twin reverb amp block. It turns the bright switch on. Now for the crunch scene or snapshot, it has 2 parameter changes. The block is the Maximus Drive. The parameter is gain, and it's turning it down to 0% from 50%. And the second parameter change is also for the Maximus Drive. It's the resonance parameter, and it's changing that value from 50% down to 0%. Now for lead, we have 3 foot switch assignments. We have an on-off. It turns the digital delay on or off. First parameter change is for the Maximus Drive. The parameter is boost, and it's turning the boost on. Second parameter change is also for the Maximus Drive, and it's changing the level parameter from 35% up to 40%. Okay, now I'll demo this preset for you. Okay, this is preset number 12, Maximus Twin. Now, I don't know if you can read the labels down here, but they're greasy, clean, crunch, and lead. Now, here's the default setting. Okay, let's change to greasy. Now let's change to clean. Now let's change to crunch. Okay, and now let's change to lead. And then we're back to the default. But you don't want to go from scene to scene to scene to scene. You've always got to go into a scene and then back out, in, out, in, out, in, out. That really is the only limitation, that you can't just switch from scene to scene. Okay guys, this Friday I'm going to be starting a whole new series, Helix for Noobs. Now, you don't want to miss that, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right guys, have a great week, and I'll be talking with you again on Friday.